Hi, thanks for coming back to my channel. Let me know if you're enjoying this author reading, and I will continue. I'm Patty Blue Hayes, award-winning author of the book Wine, Sex, and Suicide, My Near-Death Divorce, and I'm going to continue reading. If you're sensitive to any themes about depression, suicidal ideation, alcohol abuse, then this is not the video for you. Okay, so this is just later. It's Friday afternoon and I'm hyper aware of the abrupt change in my normal routine. I would typically be straightening up the house for Mark to come home to right about now. He liked it to be especially clean for his start to the weekend. I'd concentrate on the areas he'd see first as he made his way from the back door through the house to our bedroom. The TV room was my top priority. While I might skip vacuuming the office and the second bedroom because he didn't use those spaces on the weekends. In the past, he had always complimented me on how nice the house looked, but over the last 2 years, he took on a different tone, pointing out the cat hair I didn't remove from a living room chair, or complaining that there were too many magazines and catalogs on the TV table. It's 3 in the afternoon. I find it hard not to continue my familiar routine, but he's no longer here to straighten up for. He's not coming home. I have to keep remembering that. I cooked another vat of paprikash and left the dishes in the sink. The countertop is still covered in onion peel. I had to lie down. Saturday, October 30th. I'm still shaking. I developed some type of chest cold and I'm coughing up greenish yellow stuff. I haven't been sleeping and I have a constant low-grade headache and diarrhea. I'm dreading Halloween tomorrow. Of course I'm thinking about the night we met 18 years ago. I still haven't decided what to do. I don't want to disappoint the kids in the neighborhood. They always loved coming here, more to get spooked than for the candy. Halloween has always been my favorite holiday, even before Mark and I met. Meeting him on my favorite night made it feel even more special as the costumed memories gathered in photo albums. After we moved into our house, we loved decorating our front porch and giving a fright to the hundreds of kids roaming our neighborhood. We hung simple strips of white and sheer fabric that fluttered in the smoky mist from the fog machine. A dark purple light bulb, a strobe light, and a chilling soundtrack all created a scary scene. With a few skulls hanging from a tree and masks draped with black cloth, the kids approached our porch with trepidation and delight. I used to wrap myself in an old black lace tablecloth and act the part of a witch or voodoo woman. I loved the imaginary world of Halloween, the mystery, the frights, the magic. I guess ghosts must be real because that's all that remains from the past 10 years of Halloween celebrations in our home. 1 minute my life was here and now it's gone. Like the haze from the fog machine, it just evaporated into the atmosphere and drifted away. 7 p.m. I'm about to do something completely impulsive. This happens quite a bit coming up in my story. I'm driving to Orange County to go dancing by myself. A DJ I love is doing a set there and I need to get out of here. I'll hide behind a mask and go off on an adventure all on my own. I feel like I'm doing something I shouldn't be, like I'm sneaking around or doing something bad. But then I think, even if I screwed 2 different guys tonight, that would be okay because that's at least how many girls Mark had sex with. There's an expression I love. Life isn't about weathering the storm. It's about learning to dance in the rain. So I'm going dancing amidst my personal shitstorm. I love dancing. Mark said I embarrassed him when I danced. Hopefully I don't meet some sort of ill fate and end up in a dumpster, although part of me doesn't even care. I told my cousin Pam where I'm going, just in case. Sunday, October 31st. What a disaster. The night started out okay. I dressed up in a Moulin Rouge costume and assumed an alter ego. I felt strong and independent, like a free spirit embarking on an adventure, even though in reality, I'm a frantic, heartbroken, middle-aged woman. A few hours into my quest for an escape, I ended up with tears streaming down my face. They lasted for the entire 45-minute drive back to my empty safe haven, the place that used to be my home, but is now just a house where I live. And who knows how much longer that will be true. I joined the long line outside the club at 9:45, hoping to bypass the cover charge that would start at 10 p.m. It was mostly a young Asian crowd. I felt alienated and started having doubts about my decision to drive such a distance. I hung in there though, holding on to the hope that once I heard the familiar rhythms of the DJ I'd seen at LA clubs with a girlfriend, I'd feel a sense of freedom from my thoughts. I hoped between the music and the movement, I could escape reality for a bit. Maybe the dancing would heal me, or at least distract me from my pain. I inched forward among the sexy nurses, Lady Gagas, and French maids to finally gain entrance at 10:30 and was told to pay $20, even though I had been in that damn line since before 10. Normally, I would have protested, but I didn't have any fight in me. The pulsing loud music greeted me, and as the lights swirled around, I was comforted by the other anonymous masked patrons. We were all hiding something, wanting to be seen but not revealed. I can do this, I thought to myself. Christina was spinning her set at midnight. I just had to hang out until then, ease into feeling comfortable, and then I'd be able to release all the thoughts from my mind once I started moving to the music. I sipped 2 glasses of champagne, chatted with a Mad Hatter and some death zombies, and moved into the smaller room where Christina was starting her set. I danced a bit to warm up, trying to capture the familiarity of my dance nights out in Hollywood with girlfriends. Maybe one more champagne would help. Christina started her set while I took my last few sips and closed my eyes to block out the young, costumed crowd. I couldn't help but think they all knew I was an outsider. The slow building rhythms soothed me. For a few brief moments, I was able to submerge myself in that wonderful space, like when I was a little girl underwater in a pool and heard the muffled sounds from the kids above mixing with the crackling of the wax in my ears, creating a batik underworld where I was safe in viscous liquid, floating, cocooned, enveloped in a suspended state, however brief but freeing. And then I came up for air, almost gasping. I opened my eyes, the earthly world crept back into my brain. Sweat trickled down my face. I had to get out. It was overcrowded and hot as I made my way through the mass of bodies, trying to breathe and not panic. I made it to an open space at the bar and ordered a Diet Coke. My heart was racing. The bartenders couldn't pour tequila and Jägermeister fast enough for the skinny drunk girls barely able to stand in their heels at the bar. What threw me over the edge was seeing the half-naked, hot-bodied 20-year-old stage dancers gyrating, writhing, bending over suggestively as they shook their asses Beyoncé style. All of a sudden, those dancers became 2 of the girls my husband had sex with. I pictured them in his Chicago hotel room, where I imagined they danced for him in lingerie, crawling all over him like porn stars, with luscious red shimmering lips wrapping around his... I felt sick. I could never be what they were: young, skinny, sexy, and desirable. Even when I had worn lingerie, I always felt self-conscious about my stomach bulge, and only candlelight could illuminate our lovemaking. One night, I'd surprised Mark by wearing the black lingerie he'd given me. While he was in the shower, I stuffed my boobs as best I could into the small lacy top and pulled the frilly bottom over the matching G-string. When I heard the shower water shut off, I quickly swiped on some lipstick and positioned myself on the bed with my back exposed, cleverly concealing my stomach. I only had a few minutes before he'd open the bathroom door and see me, a little sausage stuffed in a black lacy casing. He was pleasantly surprised. "You look sexy," he smiled. "Thanks. I like the way this ties in the back," I offered. "Are you wearing the bottom?" he asked. "Yes, but apparently my ass has swallowed the G-string." I was mortified, but tried to laugh through my embarrassment. It felt like he made love to me that night. I had no idea he'd already had sex with other women and had decided to move on without me. Okay, so I'll stop there. And that is kind of the beginning of a lot of the escapism and alcohol abuse. Though on this night, thankfully, I didn't over abuse alcohol for that long drive. There were nights where I was driving when I should not have been. And it's just such a crazy thing because alcohol is the first thing that will affect your judgment, even though the rational mind knows I shouldn't do this if I'm drinking. And then if you add on top of that, if you're in your own self-destructive mind, frame of mind, you're not thinking about other people, you're not thinking clearly, and you're not making good decisions. So I will leave that there for now and continue next time. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to get updates on the book reading continuing. We have a ways to go. It's kind of a long book. All right. Thanks.